Well, we know how he feels.
I'm agreeing with him. Never do that shit again. All right. Okay, Father, this gonna be on you. Do you want to talk about Bernie dropping out the race or Bad Baby blackfishing? It's on you.
These are good topics, but let's talk about Bernie Sanders real quick, because I actually got something I want to say about Bernie Sanders. So for all of you know, so if all of you who don't know, Bernie Sanders announced that he's suspending his campaign and all that, in which a lot of people was not happy with because they felt like he was the one that could have beaten Trump. And but the thing is, you can still vote for Bernie. Like, just because he's suspending his campaign doesn't mean, or he's dropping out, doesn't mean that you still can't vote for him. You can still vote for him in the ballots. But I think this was a smart move on Bernie's end, because Bernie know that the Democrats ain't gonna pick him. They did that shit 4 years ago. They ain't pick him. They wasn't gonna pick him now, especially with this pandemic shit going on. The motherfuckers is more worried about 5G instead of what the fuck is actually going on with the people of this country when it comes to expenses and rent and medical shit and just all this red tape, that's red and yellow tape that's going on with how people are gonna make their money now. Like, as of right now, it's like 10% of Americans are unemployed. But we all know it's way more than 10%, because a lot of people are still filing for unemployment. There's still a lot of people, we have 330 million people in this country. So, when shit needs to get done, there's like a buffer. There's like a time of buffer, because we have so many motherfuckers in this damn country. And not only do we have a lot of people, we have a lot of stupid people in this country. So it makes shit a whole lot more difficult for people to get shit done. It makes a lot of people wasn't listening to the fucking quarantine advice. People wasn't really washing their hands like that. You still see people gathering in places where they're not supposed to be. Like, Maryland had to double down on motherfuckers because they wasn't listening to the damn social distancing and stay the fuck home request made by the government and shit like that. There's just a lot of shit going on right now that a lot of people just aren't really taking seriously. So Bernie is like, hey, yo, bro, I'm just gonna suspend my thing, because I know the Democrats ain't gonna back me. But the funny part about all of this is, since Biden now is kind of like the only Democrat that's left, that's an L for black people. That's an L. That's basically a Democratic Trump. This is the man that was pretty much the brainchild of the 94 crime bill. This was a man that, has said a lot of racist shit in his past. You know what I'm saying? So he does not have a good track record when it comes to black people, or, as the liberals like to call it, the people of color, which I denounce. But like Biden, he's not going to beat Trump. Let's just keep it a buck. He's not going to beat Trump. Ain't nobody really fucking with Biden like that. They had John Lewis endorse him. And John Lewis, ain't no one really checking for John Lewis anymore. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate what he did, at the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, but those times, like, not to say that those times are over, but like, we in a new era now where shit is just different. The racism that we go through is more covert than overt. And, the Democrats that you shilling for are just as fucking racist as these conservatives and these Republicans that you are going to war over. So you should not be supporting anybody, really. You shouldn't be supporting Biden, or you shouldn't really be supporting Trump. And, black folks in particular, it just came out that we are like the most that's dying off the coronavirus in America. They just bought that shit out. And at first that was never really the case. So, you got Bernie, who was really fighting for the people, who was really had all these socialist ideas. And to be a socialist in a capitalist society, they're going to view you as Satan. But all these other countries like Norway and Sweden, and they got socialist ideas, and they're prospering. They got best economies. The people are genuinely happy there. Like, they have shit popping for them. But in America, since everybody wants to make money so fucking much, people evade taxes. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about Amazon didn't pay any taxes, and it made like $11 billion, paid no taxes whatsoever. And, you know, Bernie pointed that shit out. Bernie pointed out the fact that motherfuckers is going to college, coming out with all this debt, and there ain't no job ready for them. He pointed that out. He pointed out how motherfuckers is paying way too much for medicine. Like, you know, insulin in like Canada is barely $20, but over here it's $200. Like, it make no fucking sense. And I think there's a drug for HIV in Australia. It's like $8, but in the US it's like $2,000. So like this shit just is rigged for rich people, and it's not really rigged for people who work. The people who really work hard, the middle class that literally carry this country, ain't really getting shit. And the fact that people oppose Bernie, who has ideas to try to bring the middle class up, that's how you know motherfuckers in this country stupid. Like, I don't have plenty of debates with people, and you know they was trying to get at me because I agree with Bernie. And, you know, like, they were trying to get at me, oh, well, you made the decision to go to college and nobody told you to go to college. And I'm like, that's bullshit, because if you go to any high school in America, kids are literally indoctrinated to go to college. And if you don't, you're going to be viewed as less than. Like, we all know that's the case, especially us as black folks. We all know that's the case. It was literally pounded and pushed into us to go to college, to be the first one that goes to college, to be the first one to graduate from college. You stay hearing that with black folks. So, like, Bernie suspending his campaign is an L, but it's not like the end of the road. Like, we can still vote for this man. And, you know, yeah, he don't have a black agenda, but he's the closest thing we have to like helping black people out as a collective. So I'm not saying endorse him because, you know, we need to beat Trump. I'm just saying I feel like he is the closest if we want to get some shit done. Like making college free, that'll be beneficial for black folks. You know what I'm saying? You know, free healthcare, that'll be very beneficial for black folks. Like, just, there's a lot of layers to this shit. And when you put those layers, you'll see like a grand ass design of just bullshit that is the United States of America. And, you know, like, it's sad how we're kind of like even thinking about this right now with a whole pandemic going on, you know, 1 million people affected and 90,000 deaths worldwide. Like, that's kind of sad that we're still thinking about it. But at the same time, like, what do we do? Because, you know, motherfuckers don't want Trump again. But, you know, if Biden is your guy, he's not fucking beating Trump.
Dion, you got anything to say about it?
The whole presidential thing is really just a bunch of murky water at this point. You never know what's going to happen. I do think that a lot of what Father was saying is definitely true, but you know, also like he said, there's really not a lot you can do, and we're probably just going to have to, sadly, just bite the bullet when it comes to dealing with Trump for another 4 years, because that's where this is going. That's where all this is going. There's no sense in denying it.
You know, the sad part about it is, as far as like, do I think Trump has done a good job as a president? No, it's excluding, and I'm excluding on, you know, the racist, bigoted, misogynistic, everything, you know, homophobic, etc. Everything like done been said about like him as a president. Do I feel like he's done a good job? To me, no. I don't feel like he done pushed society forward. I don't feel like he done did anything like monumental. Yes, unemployment is like the lowest it has been, but like I said, that was based off of Obama's back. And when like I said before, in Obama's last years, you know, unemployment was at that lowest, and it's because of, you know, all the jobs he done put in. I'm looking at it as a, you know, president, and him as being a president, as, you know, doing for this country. No, I don't really done see it. So, especially with all this coming around, like with the COVID-19, I feel like he's done a horrible job, especially like laying off the people from the CDC that, you know, could have, you know, at least we wouldn't have. I'm pretty sure it would have gotten in the States because Ebola got through, but I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have estimated deaths. And just feel like he's done a bad job. And to me, I've always said, and I said this on my Facebook, if Trump gets reelected, I feel like us in America, we're like a bunch of masochists. We're just like enjoying the pain. And one of my friends said this, is just that we done put greed and capitalists ahead of, doing what's right and trying to make the country the best it is. Just the fact that Bernie and I like Bernie. I wanted Bernie to win, especially this one. I felt like he had a great chance of beating Trump. I felt like he had a great chance of beating Trump last year. Biden, like every time he speaks, I feel like he's just losing people, especially black people. Because I know a couple of black people was fucking with him at first, but now I don't see a lot of people like messing with Biden now. And then he's done weird shit that people just like, I'm thrown off on him, and yet a lot of people wasn't supporting Bernie either, but it was mostly like the Democrats and the big corporations. Hell, Hillary said like no one likes Bernie, and I could see, honestly, like even though people was mad about that, I could see her like people saying that like at least the big corporations like him not liking him because he is for the people. He's a social. He's about that socialism. It's sad to see like Bernie, because I feel like a lot of people was just like really counting on Bernie. He was like our last hope and all that other stuff. But I would say this: if Biden, I want to know who's going to be Biden's running mate, and whoever he brings as the running mate, I feel like they might give him ideas that he can run off of or something to make him look good. I have a 2% optimism that Biden is going to win. And I'm waiting. I'm going to wait till the debates to have my to see how everything's going to fully go out. But as far as I'm concerned, like I think Trump is going to do 8. I'm sad to hear that Trump is going to do 8 because I feel like this nightmare needs to be over. And I just want America to be in better days, because obviously this is going to be other than getting impeached. I feel like this whole COVID-19 and this whole thing is going to be a big asterisk on this presidency. So let me ask you this.
I mean, the impeachment don't mean nothing if you ain't get removed from office. So
yeah, I was about to ask, like, taking away all the bigotry and the misogynist acts that he's done is like, how do you feel like he's done as a president?
He's done one good thing, in my opinion, that was beneficial, and that was removing that damn tax penalty for not signing up for Obamacare. That's the one thing that I can say. Well, it helped me, at least.